Well, live from Abuja now, our correspondent Sophia Adengo brings us up to date on the marking of the 2-year commemoration since that abduction. Sophia, good afternoon. Let's start with this video reportedly showing the girls in December last year. How has it been received by authorities, and what's been the general reaction to it?
Good afternoon, Devin. Of course, the reception and the mood here in Nigeria is quite mixed. On one hand, a sense of hope that the 15 girls that have been recognized by their family members and members from their community are still alive and, of course, still together. On the other hand, the apathy behind the fact that the girls have not been rescued and the Nigerian government still not providing ample reasons as to why these girls have not been returned to their homes and communities in Chibok. Today marks exactly 2 years since those 276 girls were abducted from their school in northern Nigeria. Of 57 or so of those girls have been able to escape of their own volition. 219 still remain, and though 15 girls were seen in this video, it is really evidence of the fact that perhaps maybe the Nigerian government is dialoguing with members of Boko Haram in trying to find some kind of common ground and agreement in which these girls can be returned. But also the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls campaigners really saying that this is not enough, that this video that has been released and has been in the care of the Nigerian government is not what is required when it comes to Nigeria, that indeed, too much time, too much of a time gap has been taken in returning these girls, and that much more needs to be done outside of what has been put forward by the Nigerian government in presenting this video. Devin.
Well, let's talk about that as the trauma continues for these families. I mean, are we convinced that 2 years on, the momentum to find these girls and bring them back home is still there?
Well, absolutely. I mean, in the beginning of the year, the parents, along with these campaigners from Bring Back Our Girls, marched through Abuja and to the presidency with renewed vigor, saying that the girls here in Nigeria would not be forgotten, and that the Nigerian government would have to come out and give some kind of account as to what is taking place within the negotiation process. What was taken away from those meetings between the parents and President Buhari was a renewed effort through fresh investigations and finding out exactly where these girls were and how they were taken and in which location they are currently. It's been a very tumultuous time for Nigerians, especially early on when the girls were kidnapped. There was 100 or so days there where the Nigerian government could have been able to take action, but the Nigerian government also reiterating that they were somehow powerless in rescuing these girls because sending in troops would have exacerbated the problem, in that harm could have been caused to these girls as a result of the Nigerian offensive towards Boko Haram. But right now, today, what parents want to know is what will it take for the Nigerian government to negotiate with Boko Haram in the release of these girls, and these remembrance efforts through Bring Back Our Girls this entire week with their global week of action, with their hashtag, Hope Endures, is the fact that, hope hasn't been dashed at all here in Nigeria, and that there's a continuous effort daily to really make sure that these girls are not forgotten and indeed returned to their families. Devin.
Sophia, what do we know about talks with Boko Haram on the release of the girls? Information on negotiations to have the girls released is very hard to come by, as I understand it.
Well, Devin, I think primarily, that perhaps is the secret in returning the girls, is not to have this information so easily accessed, because it is indeed a delicate matter. The 219 girls have been seen in various releases of, video propaganda in the past. This renewed effort by the video that we have seen really is a glimpse of hope, but also, interestingly enough, a part of good faith on Boko Haram in saying that the girls are still with them and that they are, grouped together, and, whatever terms that they can come to with the Nigerian government are still very much available to the Nigerian government. In the end, Devin, what we are seeing is the destructive effects of Boko Haram in this country, and how the 219 girls are part of a larger group of people who are kidnapped, taken, beaten, raped, kept in enslavement by this militant group that has continuously waged war in the Northeast. And the release of these girls would see perhaps a glimpse in disbanding this group that has so waged this country over the last 7 years. Devin.
Very much indeed. Sophia Adengo live to us from Abuja there.